Hello, I'm Kevin Bunn. I'm a North Carolina workers' compensation lawyer. I get asked a lot, is my injury covered by workers' compensation in North Carolina? So we'll talk about that a few minutes today. So there are two kinds of workers' compensation claims in North Carolina. The first is occupational diseases, and we'll talk about those another time. The second is injuries by accident, and that's what we'll talk about today. So an injury that occurs by accident during the course and scope of the employment is covered by workers' compensation. So let's take that apart and go through those one at a time. Injury is pretty clear. You got hurt at work. An accident can be kind of tricky though. So an accident means an unexpected event or something that interrupts the work routine. So for example, an employee whose job it is to stock soft drinks, who is stocking soft drinks and suddenly feels a pain in their shoulder, that claim may be denied by workers' compensation. However, that same employee who's stocking soft drinks, who starts to drop a 12-pack of soft drinks and reaches out and grabs it to keep it from falling, well, that claim may be accepted because that was unexpected and it caused an injury. The exception to this is back injuries. So back injuries are covered so long as the employee can point to a particular point in time when the injury occurred. So that's called a specific traumatic event. So a specific traumatic event means that you're carrying a box and all of a sudden you feel a pop in your back and you know that you've hurt your back. That is enough for back injuries to be covered under workers' compensation law. All other injuries have to be subject to the accident standard, which means if you're doing your regular job in the regular way, you may not be covered. If it's something unexpected, you probably will be. So the other concept to think about is course and scope of employment, right? So course and scope of employment generally means that the employee is doing the work that they were hired to do and that there's some relationship between the employment and the injury. So course, we usually think about that as place and time, right? Are you on the job and is it during work hours? So generally speaking, commuting is not covered by workers' compensation because you've not made it to the office yet. But like almost everything in workers' compensation, there are exceptions to that. So course and scope basically work together. The question being, is there a relationship between the injury and the employment? And remember that workers' compensation is no fault. The employee can recover workers' compensation even if they were at fault in the accident. So this is a very short and brief overview of the kinds of claims that are covered under workers' compensation law in North Carolina. If you'd like to talk with me about your particular facts, you're welcome to send me an email or call me. The email address and the phone number are both on the website. Again, my name is Kevin Bunn, and I'm a North Carolina workers' compensation lawyer.